It's an August occasion. I'm excited by the number of people in the room. Please, if you have not taken your test, I encourage you to. I'm really looking at I keep sharing your results. Keep sharing, keep them coming. So, a lot of UX designers in the room, but I think we're having more data analysts. We need to know if you are a right fit. I'm going to share my slide and then I'm going to do a brief intro. Yeah, please confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Oh, great. Thank you. I would also love to see some faces in the room. So if you are in a place where you can turn on your video, please join me on this call. I don't want to be alone. I love seeing faces. I love to be inspired, all this stuff. Yeah, I can see someone there. Thank you for joining me, Abigail. So at least I'm not alone. Right. So my name is Michael Adeshola, and I'm one of the best in God is for this project. Let's put it that way, in a modest way. And then, so what this is about is basically to right what this journey is. I would appreciate if everyone uses their microphones. A lot of people in our space, just as the test you are currently taking is revealing that they are not supposed to be in this class. However, for the risk of not saying this knowledge will be a waste, I would say you are welcome. And why we are also starting out with you taking that test is so that you can see for yourself that maybe this is not where you should be, right? And that is us being fair to you and to ourselves. And I say that to say, then again, I can see some product manager in the room. I can see business analyst, right? So maybe I should introduce myself briefly. Michael Adeshola, I'm a technical product manager. It's been a decade in the tech space. My journey has been in banking and fintech, and then I've been around. So as a technical product manager, my job allows me to work practically with everyone across the value chain in the tech industry, virtually everyone, from the stakeholders to the developers. I need to feel the pulse of the market. I need to both the technical and the business part of it, things like interface with as a product manager. So that's give me some leverage to speaks to this conversation. If you are asking, why am I qualified to talk about this? Right. So, and I quickly go there to say, so for some people that you may see your test come out as a product manager, yes, you will need a lot of data analysis. Excuse me. If you want to be an asset product manager, you will have to eat data for lunch, right? So yes, so it will not be a waste for you. There's a business analyst. Yes, you're an analyst, so you're going to be in that. You're going to be playing with data a lot, so you are also not at a loss. The web developer, maybe not. You are not a fit for this class, except maybe you have aptitude for learning and you feel like I can drag along. And I'm saying that to say that it's not too late to drop off, right? So yes, it's really not too late to drop off. But let me also ask this, yeah? What that test you're thinking is identified for you is what you're intrinsically designed for, your wire, your configuration. So this part is critical. This part I am getting to is critical, and I really want you to listen to it, please. So what the test you take did not identify for you is the opportunities that surrounds that profession. So you can take a test and the test say, yes, you are a UI designer, you are a product manager, you are a web developer, you're a data analyst. He has only given you that based on the set of responses you have given, which aligns with what your kind of perceiver. That is not a cognizant of the various opportunities that are available to you currently. So I say that to say, yes, you may be a web developer, take a data analyst course. If you know that you have an opportunity or you look around, you see a lot of opportunity for a data analyst, and we're going to get there in another 5 minutes. Yes, take it. So we have already, at this point, this is critical. Please hear me. At this point, we understand that passion in itself is not enough. So a passion is available and there is no availability of opportunity, it will go to waste because there will not be tangible value that will be given anytime that passion is expressed. So passion must stand, opportunity must stand. And let me say that again. I don't know who that will be helping. Anything that you're passionate about, but you don't have opportunity to express it, may put you in a lot of trouble. And that is not me saying deny your passion. I'm saying that it's a lot of wisdom. You have to combine passion with the opportunities for you to exploit and to be rewarded for it. That's not where I'm going today. I just branched there. So let's move on. So this is about know your why. Why do you want to come into tech? Know the niche you are most fitted for, and how do you begin to transit? How do you begin to move from learning to earning, right? So, of course, I cannot cover all of that in the time they gave me. And for us, for everyone who is a member of Tech in Transit, this is a continuous conversation. It's not something we can exhaust on this call so that we can get on to other things. But here, I will try to at least, maybe I will speak to know your why, and then I'll stop on your niche, right? So know your why. Why do you want to do this, right? So don't let's be quick to. So let me take one or two persons, and then I want to ask them, what's your why? Why are you going into tech? So I'm going to look for someone randomly. Sincerely, I'm being distracted with all the latecomers. Niger, we like to go late for things. Even when there is no traffic, you will see go late. If it's traffic now, you see, traffic was on the road. But now there's no traffic, people late. If people need to change your ways. Yep. Okay. Who do I call? Kasi Nathaniel, the soldier. Why do I feel like I know that Nathaniel? Nathaniel, are you in the room? Kisley Kenko, are you in the room? Joy Emeli, are you in the room?
Yes, I am. Nathaniel is here.
Nathaniel, so why in tech? What was your motivation for tech?
You see, the world we live in today is evolving. You know, I'm new to tech. Basically, I know absolutely nothing about tech. And I work as an admin officer in where I work in my company. So I feel it to be an added skill.
Okay, interesting. I love your honesty, your sincerity, and I want to welcome you again. And I would like to be part of your journey.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome. Okay, so let's have the lady now. Any lady volunteer want to tell us why she is into tech? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm looking for ladies. Tina so Ilohan, yeah. Is Tina also there? GD, are you there?
Chiba's life here. Well,
Okay, so going to check.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not Tina, so I'm taking. Which Tina, so go on. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Okay, actually, I need the call as an accountant, like to help in decision making. And I think I need this skill. If I have this skill to place me at a company, like help to aid me in my forecasting, budgeting, analysis, and for proper planning of my job.
You guys sound a lot professional. I'm looking for somebody that will be more real with me, right? Why are you doing this, man?
Oh,
Sorry?
One more person, please. Thank you, Kara. Thank you.
Hi.
Yeah, Gloria. Go on, please. You're welcome.
Okay. And for me, good afternoon and good evening. Sorry. Good evening, everyone. So for me, I'm most interested in trying to analyze data. I work with data. I'm not a data analyst, right? I work in the road to market department and we use data a lot. So I have deficiency in putting those data together on the spreadsheet, analyze them, and make profound decisions that the management will use. So I'm always lacking behind when other people are using so many formulas, functions, and they are able to get their work done. I am still using the sum function. I am doing comma, pressing it like this, comma like that. And at the end of the day, my taxes, I spend more time using longer chords in order to achieve my goal. So I want to know this. I want to be a guru in data analysis so that I'll be more productive in my work. Yes.
Good. Gloria, thank you. I love that. That's moving. That's moving. Yeah. You are improving on your skills and you are in the right place. Actually, you are in the right place. Data is interesting. Though my bit is not to tell you about data. You will get to that point. But if you ask me, I eat data for lunch. Yeah, I love data. A data analyst, yes, data analyst is part of what I do, but I'm not it's just one of the skills in my line of work that is required, right? So, but before we get to data analysis, let's talk about this industry first. Was in the industry for us. So I will be really quick across. There's a lot of data on this slide. How there's going to be an increase by 22% between 2020 and 2030 of tech talent. There's going to be an increase of 22% between 2020 and 2030 of tech talents. There are data I can bore you with, but let me just put it to you straight. Tech is evolving. They said we are in an age of accelerated digital transformation. Tech is evolving, and as it's evolving, as technology is evolving, so there are new roles also evolving every day. So there are existing roles that need people to fill them, and also there are new roles evolving every day. I put it to you that anybody with a tech skill today, if you know the right place to look, you should have a job. All other conditions being equal. And I see that with all sense of understanding, right? So if you have a tech skill today and you know the right place to look, you should have a job because opportunity in the space abounds. I mean, I've been on a vendor engagement call with some of our business partner today. It was a long call. And what we are trying to do, we're trying to assess a vendor who was going to build a particular product. I may not be able to get into details for obvious reasons. And this is like the third vendor we're going to be inviting to give us a demo on this business. And we are still not satisfied yet. And if I say to you the amount of money that will go into this project, you will wonder why nobody has taken it. As at the time we're done today, after like 3 hours of brainstorming, we're still telling ourselves that our search is not over. So I'm telling you that as much as there is need, as much as there is job in the space, so also there is still a lot of vacancy on field because the field require a lot of expertise. And I didn't say that to scare you. Point I basically want to make to you is if you want to do this, there's money in this space. If you want to do this, there is a space for you. If you want to do this, it will worth it in the long run. I can give you data, plethora of data to prove to you that this works. So if you're ready, we want to take you on this journey. If you're ready, we want to be part of your success story. And at the end of the day, everyone is happy and big things are happening. Right? Having said that, I will then need to move to my next slide, which is asking you for your why. And why is pretty kind. We can all stay here. I can pump you all that. Hey, there's money there. There's money. You can't take growth. I can go on and on about that. Just pump you up about it. But really, because I cannot say to you that until you begin to learn this now, tomorrow you will just have my own job. That's I know people who have been in and around for some period of time that have not gotten something tangible, but they got eventually. So I say that to say every journey requires patience. So and tech money is not can I money. For people who know what I'm saying, right? So it requires everything every other venture requires. It requires diligence, it requires patience, and a lot more other things that I cannot say. So I need to put that down on the table. It will take your time. It will take your time. If you want to be great at it, it will take your time. But will you make good money from it? Yes, I am a testament. Will you make good money from it? Yes, you will. At least if you know where to look. So, which is why it is also critical that our reason for doing what we are doing is established. So, why are you transiting into tech? Ask that. I've asked us that question when we started, and I put here 4 major reasons. Maybe it's not exhaustive, but yeah, I think most people fall into this block. So the first thing here is emotional. Maybe for a past, you just have a passion for it. You just, I remember when I started with front end back then, I would wake up in the middle of the night, I would just be, I would be there for hours. I would wake up in the morning, then off to work, come back at night, go at it again. I was just fascinated, but it was just, I just love it. It wasn't more than that. I just love it, and I kept doing it. So, and who says you should not do what you love? What you love is not what I love. And what I love, I will do it with all my heart, right? If you know, you know, right? So some people do it for social reasons, career association, basically. But no, we do are tech bro, we are tech Cs. You want to wear a swag, you want to wear the tees, you want to belong. There is this new kind of courts in town, like a tech court sort of a class gang of people who are techie and all. If that's your why, I'm not here to judge your why, but you just need a why, because that's what will take you through the journey. When the chips are down, when you want to go back to why you started from the first time, those are the things that can keep you going in the journey. Right. So you want to establish that from the start. For some people, it's spiritual. You just have this epiphany. And I just left and I saw myself. I was just sitting with a laptop. I was wearing a hoodie and I was just writing code, writing code, writing code, writing code, writing code. And I suddenly I just woke up. And by how I woke up, I found my laptop open by my side on my bed. And I saw an application there called VS Code. And I could tell that, the spirit is calling me to become a programmer. If that's your reason, it's your reason. But I'm just saying to you that you won't need a reason. This thing would take time. And let me say to you from the start, if you have not made up your mind to do this, I think you should just drop it. Yes, I mean that. You see, don't waste your time. And just take this from, I'm just being honest with you. If you have not made up your mind, you just leave it. Don't waste your time. That's all that you have, particularly if you're from this part of the world. Don't waste your time, right? So maybe it's a gut feeling, maybe you have a dream. And for some people, just give me the money. They just want the money. You said money don't buy happiness. Well, you give me first and see whether I'll be happy or not, right? So for some people, let's be our bills, man. Let's be our bills. So whatever your reason is, and I think my time is up. So whatever your reason is, stay by it. Know your reason and let it be your driver as you go through this journey. Know your reason and let it be your driver as you go through this journey. I thought I would be able to show us a different some roles in the tech space, but since this cohort is basically for people in the for data analysts, so I really don't think that may be necessary. So maybe what I could use to is I can take questions and then yes, and hand you over back to our coordinators. Jerome, say something. I think that's all. I think that's all. So if I'm wrapping up, I'm just saying to you, know your why or coming into data analyst. The space is big. You can evolve into a full-fledged data scientist. There's a whole lot more you can do for yourself as a data analyst. There is a space for big data. There is a space for big data, not just locally, internationally. Anywhere you get to in the world with this skill, you will find something that will earn you reasonable salary. You will find something you would. So what I'll do next week is we're going to have a mentorship session. I'm going to bring some of our friends in the diaspora who are employed as data analysts. They will just share their stories and their journey with us, and maybe that may inspire us and begin to believe more in this. So we'll do that next week. Just bring in some data analysts in the room. That's what they do, 9 to 5, and how they really transit into data analysis. I think I would stop this. So I'll take maybe one or two questions, and then I'll return the mic over to Orwell. You are. And so if you have questions, just raise your hand. In line with transiting into tech. So you're transiting into tech and you're trying to find clarity. You're trying to find your feet as a professional who is moving into tech, right? Yes. Joshua Albert.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Okay. Thank you so much for the the insights. Thank you so much for, breaking this down and, just giving clarity on transitioning into tech. So my question is, how long will it take for me to, fully transition, for me to fully learn this skill? Is it going to take me a year for me to be, would I say, good enough to fit into the labor market?
Okay, I get your question. So, and I'll answer this way. So, there is no one straight jacket answer to when will I be ready. As a matter of fact, you are the one that will answer that question. And then I will put context to it. And when I say you're the one that will answer that question, it depends on your aptitude for learning. Is your aptitude for learning? This is not theory. This is practical. What can you do? If they give you data, what can you do with it? So if I have someone that sits on the system morning, noon, and night, trying to clean up data, represent them, unearth the trends that is hiding in them, do some predictive analysis, So you are the one that will dictate when you will be ready, right? But if you want to put it realistically speaking, based on your schedule, so if you are a student, for instance, and you have a lot of time in your hand, in 6 months, if you put the best of work to it, I'll say you'll be job ready if you have all the time to yourself to do everything you need to do. Yeah, in 6 months. But like I said, you're the one that will answer that question. You're the one. I hope I answered.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Viewers have question here. Nelson, yeah, Nelson there. Okay, so Nelson is in Waldbach. Tell, do you want to go? Okay, so Tayo Judah.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Hello, sir. Am I able, sir?
Clearly, I'm with you.
Okay. Good evening. Thank you so much for the recital session. So, my question is just, simple and middle to it. Just myself. So, actually, I'm still an undergraduate in my final year, actually, and I'm studying marine science. So, my, let's say, my dream and passion from what you see is in my course of study, which is the aspect of oceanography. But then, having this, I've been planning that I will do this, but I don't know. I just have this fear within me. So I want to just ask, like, what can be the cause of that fear? Because for me, it's really what I want to do, like apply data analysis in oceanography, because I know it's a field that works with a lot of data and all of that. So my question basically is just like, just have this fear. I'm not able to
I get you. But the question you're asking me, I don't think I'm the one that have. You're practically asking me why you're afraid. I know why you're afraid, but if you want me to see anything, I'll just say, don't be afraid. Do it afraid, right? That's it. I don't know why you're scared.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it. I would hand over the microphone back since we don't have a question again. Marolo, at least you have a floor.
Hello, sorry, I do have a question. Oh. I've been raising my hand. Oh.
I didn't get it. Sorry. Please go on.
Okay, practically, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an analyst of your, to be precise. I should be honest with you. I felt tech is the in thing now. I need to have an idea or something, at least to be around, as in to add up to what I am doing to get me more money. Do you understand? So what you just explained to me now, what you explained on this platform now, has actually opened my mind to, like, it is not for, don't put your mind on the money. Look at it as if you are learning or you're investing. Then the later end will yield. I don't know if you're on the, that's where me, that's my own perspective to what you just said. So my own question now is, as an entrepreneur, as an instance of you, what we do really doesn't, if you don't know people. So I try as much as possible to want to dive into tech. I just want to ask, do you think it makes sense, or it's worth the while if I have to delve into it, because I don't have an understanding of.
Awesome. I hear you. I hear you clearly. And thank you for that question. It actually helps the thought that I had planned to share, but it escaped me. So when you're transitioning into tech, we have two categories, right? So you, as a professional, if you already have what you're doing, you may want to integrate tech into what you're doing. That's a category where you're just seeing what area of tech can I leverage on to scale my business, to have more sales, to create a new area of solution in my line of business. Or you want to move, you want to gain a new skill in tech and then be called a tech talent. Let me put it that way. So you don't necessarily, so as a professional, you don't necessarily have to leave all that you are doing. You don't necessarily have to leave all that you are doing and go and start a tech skill training. In fact, what I believe is if you're a core entrepreneur, what you should be looking out for is what area of tech can I borrow and bring into what I'm doing to improve on my business. I think that's what you should do because the area you are moving to, you're going to be a novice there. You're going to start as a newbie and that may take you a while, right? And depends on where you are in your journey and of course, the bills that you have to even pick up. So what I would most advise is for a professional like you is to just talk to tech consultants like us to say, okay, what area of tech can I use to improve on my business? Right. And that's where you hear ed tech, that's education in tech. You hear ed tech, that's an education, tech in health. You hear prop tech, that's tech in property, real estate, consult, which one again, fintech, that's financial technology, that's tech in banking. And we can go on and on and on, right? So you just see that they are just bringing tech into existing businesses, to create new solutions and, to scale the business. So for any professional in the room, really, who is considering, okay, let me go, you really don't have to go off entirely. You just need to speak to people who know what you need. And, right, I think I answered. We really have to move on. So what we'll do is there's another Q&A with our facilitator just right after the class, so we can bring up other questions.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Nelson. I called you in tech and dial times.
Yeah, my microphone was on mute that time, so I could not, speak to you. But I have unmuted it now.
Okay, I'll take your question. Please go on.
Yeah, my question is, I'm into real estate business. I'm not into building construction. Now, my question is, how can I dive into tech to use it to drive my business to the next level?
Awesome.
Do it to make my business online and track more customers,
Awesome. That's a very wise question. It's also a $1 million question. And if I answer you, that would be a lot of freebies. And I don't have an issue giving you free counsel, but I'll also be doing a disservice to every member of this room whose concern doesn't relate directly to that. So what I would say is we can take this conversation on after this class somewhere separate without.
So how do I?
You're in the community group, right?
Yes.
I just tap in one of the admins. They can get you across.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Right. Thank you very much for that questions. I'm sure a lot of us being shared. And two takeaways for me, which I believe are very fundamental, is one, going at this course, this 12-week long program, 3 months, we have to go sit with all that we have, with all that we have. Nothing good comes easy. It all takes time. So applying ourselves to do the work, doing the assignments, meeting up with the deadlines, practicing on and on, sharing challenges, sharpening ourselves is going to go a long way, especially for those of us that's in the room. So just keep applying ourselves to it, and definitely we will be successful. The second is always keep your why handy. Keep your why handy. Whether your why is a social reason, whether your why is a financial reason, it's a spiritual reason, or otherwise, keep your why handy. Because at the times when you would encounter hurdles, challenges, when it becomes tough, as they say, when they go, it's your why that still propels you to move on so that you can finish strong. It's one thing to start, but then it's also as important to finish and more importantly to finish strong. All right. So at this point in time, I just want to invite us to follow us on social media so that we can also stay abreast of the information going on back end as we also release new programs. And if you know anyone who is interested, you can please just share
those programs as they come up. So our social media handles will be put up in the chat box so that we can follow accordingly and stay abreast of the information as a community. Yeah. All right. So secondly, this is a pilot. This is a pilot version of this training. Akim says, "I've seen my results." Okay, you can take. Have you taken the quiz? Once you take the quiz, your results should twice. Okay, maybe I'll advise that you just reload your browser. Maybe you should shut it down, restart it, then attempt to take the quiz again. Results should come out. All right, so moving on, we'll be requiring some volunteers and community managers. So if you're skilled at this, maybe this is something you've done for another group and you like to take on that responsibility even as we join together in this 12-week process, please, you can just shoot any of the admins a message indicating what role you'd like to feature in or assist in or serve in as the case may be, whether it's the volunteer role, whether it's the co-facilitator or class assistant role as you like to, or course rep role. You just indicate that in the message so that we can bring you up to speed on what we hope to achieve and then induct you properly. So again, let me just repeat. You can follow us on our social media channels to stay abreast of any information that will be going on back end. Those handles are going to be put in the chat box. And also, as a community, we require volunteers, some facilitators, and for our senior colleagues, those who have been in the data space for quite a while, and you think that you'll be effective in mentoring people, those who are beginner, intermediate level, and you want to function as a mentor, please just shoot any of the admins a message indicating the role you're interested in, whether it's a volunteer role, or whether it's a facilitator role or class assistant role, or whether it's a mentor role, and it will be sure to access